Do 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 do. You are listening to Just Roll Ones, your first stop for the last argument of kings. Join us as we delve into the epic world of conquest, where strategy meets miniature warfare. From tactics to lore, we've got it all covered. Get ready to conquer the battlefield with us.
Hello and welcome to Just Roll Ones, everything you need for conquest, the last argument of kings. I'm James, your vanguard, and here with me also is Aaron. Hey, mate.
Yeah, hey, how are you
How's
doing?
it? Yeah, all good, all good. How's it going?
Yeah, really good, thank you.
Yeah.
It's been a little while, I guess. All right. In fact, it's not been that long, has it? It's only
Not
been about a
too
month.
bad. No, we've both
Oh,
been. Yeah, I know we both had a lot going
mm.
on. Me particularly. Yeah, but I think October? It's
Yeah, it's
only about a
October the
month or so.
10th.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
we in
Not
fact
too bad.
released two on one day at one
Oh, we
point.
did. Yeah. Oh, that makes up for it then.
Exactly, man. They've had
Yeah.
loads of podcasts from us.
I know. This is actually episode 20 as well. So
Exactly,
we're out of our teens. We're now in our early 20s. Yeah,
exactly. 20 episodes,
I know.
and we're still either reasonable and lovely enough or irrelevant enough that we've had no drama at all.
Or stubborn
Um,
enough.
exactly, yeah. Joshua and Danae don't count because we've
No, of
got
course not.
real podcasts. Oh yeah.
No, exactly. Actually, I need to address something with them. Yeah. Did you listen to their LGT recap?
Of course I did. Who records a
Of course.
podcast at a pub? Very bougie, very London, isn't it?
I love all the sirens just going past. I mean, like,
Well,
yeah,
that is what London is like.
we're in London. Yep. Yeah, with the controversial moment. I'm pretty sure it had line of sight. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it did. I know we were both like really like invested and immersed in the game.
Mm.
I'm pretty sure it had line of sight, and yeah, like I said, I asked Josh if he was happy with the potential charge and everything too. So, but yeah, if you want to if you want a rematch to go over it, I'm gladly put the trophy back on the. I'll gladly
Hey,
put the trophy back on the line, and
I
we'll have a
mean,
rematch.
I'm more than happy to side with you on this because if Joshua and Danae want to, contradict that, they can release another episode that I can listen to on my commute to work.
Oh, that's true.
So that's it. Yeah, please release another episode. Right? I'm
Yeah.
very bored of my driving. Okay.
But yeah. But no. How about what about you with hobby? Have you been up to much?
I've actually been building and painting some Wadroon
Oh,
models.
cool.
Maybe I posted a couple of pictures in the Discord,
Yeah.
but then I've not done anything for like the last 3 days. I've just been
Oh.
sat looking at them on my desk. So
What have you been painting?
I've been painting up a unit of Raptor Riders.
Oh, nice.
Topical for
Yeah,
today's conversation, isn't it?
it is quite. Yeah, that's not a bad segue either. No, awesome. You
Uh,
jumping on the Raptor Rider, the Raptor Rider wagon?
well, possibly. So there's a list I'd love to talk about in another episode.
Yeah.
Maybe the next one we can talk about some lists, but it's called kind of Dino Palace, I guess is what people refer to it as.
Yeah.
And I just love like all the mounted dinosaurs. So it's like Raptor Riders, Thunder Riders, Tontor, and Apex Predators. It's
Nice.
fantastic. I love it. Yeah.
No, awesome. And of course,
No.
well, I mean, you'll be able to add the Quattle to that now as well.
So I think the list actually is better with the Quattle as well. So rather than having two Apexes, you can run two Quattles, which gives you two mediums, and then I'm not running 5 heavies in a list.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Who'd be your warlord for it?
Thunder Chieftain.
Yeah, Thunder Chieftain. Nice. That makes sense.
Yeah, this is a whole video. It's fantastic.
Oh yeah, we might do that with some of the new because I had a game with Wadroon and it was first proper game I've had since the since the new changes have been like officially released, and they were still a lot of fun. Very very like they played quite differently now. In terms of style, but they're really, really fun still. So yeah, maybe we can do an episode of just like going over some lists.
Definitely.
Like thematic changes that have come about.
Because I've got a really nice old Dominion list. I've got a really nice Nords list. which actually is another segue. I know we mentioned we had a chat before we started recording, and we didn't. There's not really a whole lot of news at the moment, except for I guess the fact that it's Black Friday, and
Yes.
I'm going to really quickly send you a quick picture. So you talk if there's any Black Friday things you've noticed.
Ooh. Like Black Friday deals.
Yeah, just I'm just going to send you a quick. In fact, I'll put it in this Discord. So this is great video as well. So where are you? Yeah, I've just put it in the general chat. Here you go.
Okay. Just waiting for it.
So I accidentally did a
Ooh.
thing today.
You bought.
So Nord Raiders are like £12 a box.
Yeah, so I mean, well, apologies to anyone who's gone and tried to buy Nord Raiders. I think they're probably out of stock now.
Honestly,
Um,
I was only going to buy 6 at first, but it
you just
came
want
to
to go
less
one
than
more.
100. Yeah, well, it came to less than £100 or €100.
Yeah.
So you didn't get
Wow.
free shipping, and shipping was more expensive than another box of Raiders. So
Might as well
I
go
am
with
now,
it. Yeah.
I'm now the proud owner of 7
7
boxes of Raiders.
boxes.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
I'm going to ask this because I kind of need to. Are you going to do a Nord's army?
yes, I am. I'm tired. I'm going to start repping Nords in the UK. Everyone
Right.
thinks they're garbage. Or Nords. Be very good.
I really now that the new changes come out, I think they might see some popularity.
I hope so. I mean,
I've
I
been tempted with a Nord army since the changes.
exactly very Viking-y.
Yeah.
Love nature. Um, I
Love a
love
good
the
forest.
snow.
Yeah. Love a good forest
Basically,
walk.
yeah. I mean, I think part of this we've talked about kind of like games and stuff before. Like, I just feel like if I was in the world of ear, I would end up being a Nord. So I feel like I should probably just get some. And I've got a sweet paint scheme, which I'm going to reveal later in another episode, I think.
Yeah, that's a good question we could put out to the community. Like, if you were in Aya, which faction do you think you'd be born into, or which race do you think you'd be born into,
I think
or
that's it.
would
Yeah,
want to be born into? Yeah, or like an honorary member of.
yeah. I think that's a
Yeah,
good question.
yeah,
Um, I
yeah.
think
So yeah,
Yanis would be inspires.
we're going to post that out. I'm going to put that on the Discord as well. See who answers it, and we'll go over it on the next session.
That's a good one. I like
Yeah.
that.
No, awesome, mate. Yeah, 7 boxes.
I know.
Yeah.
For less than £100, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
no, it is. Yeah, actually, I mean, yeah, I mean, depends on when this comes out, but it's until like for the remainder of this week anyway. Yeah, the Parabellum Black Friday deals are pretty good.
Mm,
Actually, I mean,
yeah,
even the Tontor and stuff is on sale still. I think.
yeah.
Yeah, there's some really good stuff. There's some really good stuff there. Um,
It's really
I'm trying not to buy anything until like kind of Christmas time and stuff. But I've been really tempted.
they've started playing Christmas music. It's already Christmas time. Okay, so
True.
that's a
True.
nice Christmas present to myself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's also Black Friday, so
Yeah.
I also bought some more RAMs for my computer, so my
Oh,
computer
nice.
might
Okay.
actually run a bit better
Nice.
once I've sorted this out. I
Nice.
upgraded. I upgraded my graphics card recently, and I
Yeah.
think it's just too good for the actual memory on my
Oh, okay.
computer. So I've
What
had to also upgrade.
what did you
Uh,
buy?
I can't just remember that. Well, nothing too ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it seems that my computer was running fairly slow, so I was like, I'll
Uh,
try some RAMs. I won't
yeah.
actually diagnose the problem. I'll just
Just buy
replace
RAM.
things. Yeah, exactly. Buy some RAM. That normally fixes problems, I think.
It's like any good amateur PC gamer.
Oh, exactly. I just need some more RAM.
Even doubt needs more RAM. Yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, so
Nice.
I guess the topic we're looking at today, hopefully, is talking about lights and
Yes.
which faction has the best light, which light unit is the best.
Yeah.
This is an unbiased review of lights, so
Yep.
obviously we're going to be correct at the end.
No, I mean this.
Um,
Yeah. We're basically talking about which is the best light unit and why is it Raptors?
well, we can, yeah, we'll see at the end. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was. It came up to there was this kind of stuff. So I suggested this the other day because there was a chat on the Discord about talking about Kerry's basically, which are really really good. As a bit of a spoiler to when we're going to talk about it, and I was like, they might be the best. They're definitely top three. And then we kind of got into a bit of a conversation about what the top three would be, and I was like, man, like there's a lot of good lights in this game.
Yeah.
Um, but I guess, what do you think makes a good light? You know, what do you want your lights to do other than riding a dinosaur?
See, for me, it's a light that a, a light a good light unit is one that has that early pressure.
Mhm.
Like this is a game where it's a game where you want everything has to do something. You don't necessarily want anything to be kind of redundant because you're either just wasting points or you're giving your opponent some free victory points or whatever. To me, it's a unit that can provide that early pressure. So it's either something that has a good range in some form, whether that's shooting or speed or whatever. Like something that can give that kind of puts that little bit of pressure on the opponent early on that they have to deal with.
Mhm.
Yeah, to me that's what kind of makes a good light. But that's kind of part in like my kind of play style, and that's particularly why I enjoy Raptors because they do have that ability of having like that really early game um, pressure that they can put on the opponent.
I mean, yeah, I think you're spot on
What
with the
about
idea of
you?
pressure.
Yeah. What about
Yeah,
you?
I think you're spot on with the idea of pressure, and I think like a good light unit usually, and there might be some outliers in this, but does it in two ways. Either they are a good range presence,
Yeah.
um, or they're able to score. Scoring lights, I think, are really really good. And I think when we get to kind of the tier list that we're going to make of light units, I think if there was some change in a faction that gave them the ability to still score, it would wildly change
Oh,
how we'd rate them.
yeah, absolutely.
Now there are exceptions to that. Maybe I'm being a bit specific when I say range, like because there are some really good melee threats in light units, and I think that's a bit more faction specific. For
There is,
instance, in
yeah.
like hundred kingdoms, you probably don't want a light unit that's a really good kind of, or you don't need a light unit that's like a really good melee threat because you've got knights and they're already very fast, and so
Yeah.
the mediums are going to get up there. Whereas Old Dominion, and again a bit of a spoiler, if you have like a really good melee threat as a light, that's fantastic because you're going to
Yeah.
put a lot of pressure onto your opponent.
Yeah, absolutely. I guess there's another element to this as well, and it's like we're going to be talking about lights as like as them standing on their own,
Mhm.
without because you kind of said something there as well. Like you could have um, lights that are able to score, but that involves some other like external, like another ability
Mhm.
external to what they can do innately.
Mhm.
So we're not talking about not like so for Wardroom, for instance, like the view having on lights is not trying to so much take into account things like chanting or having a character with them or anything else. Like we're kind of um because that can it's almost like you need to view it in two ways, like a
Mhm.
light standing on their own, but then also what's a light, how good then does the light unit become when it's kind of buffed by certain army rules or character
Mhm.
abilities, etc. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think army rules is fair. So obviously, inward room,
Army rule, yeah,
yeah, is a fair one
yeah.
to consider.
Um,
Um,
I guess yeah. I mean, I'm thinking. Well, I'm thinking like back to the early. Well, I'm thinking back to like pre-change. Not too relevant now, but I'm thinking like back to like pre-Wardroon change, where you could have like fanatic slingers, which were
yes,
mental, but you had to have the character with them that kind of gave them
yeah,
that boost up anyway. Yeah.
and now you don't need the character with them, and they're
Well, no,
still
you don't. No,
mental.
and they're still crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
uh,
Brilliant.
so yeah, which faction would you like to start with? Should we have a look
Um,
at Hundred
let's have a
Kingdoms?
look. Yeah, let's have a look at. Yeah, let's go with the Hundred Kingdoms. Let's go with the staple.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Uh, so, as you can see, listeners, there we go. We can make a quick look here at the different light units. So I guess if we're really lazy, we can go down kind of in order. And the first one that comes up is the Imperial Ranger Corps.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be really honest. I don't think I've ever seen them played.
See, they used to say, well, we used to play them in my local community because we were never too fussed about proxy and stuff. And when I had 100 Kingdoms, I used to play them fairly often, but they were like proxied kind of things. I've not seen them like played physically. No, now that they've been released, they're not a very common one. And I think it's because they get outshined by something like the other crossbowmen
Mhm.
as well. They're a fast unit. There's no doubt
Good
about that.
rule,
They've got Vanguard. Yep. They've got
fluid
fluid formation.
formation.
Yep. They can get up there. One of the
The Volley
tactics
3.
was, yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. No, they can hold their own in kind of a ranged. Well,
Mhm.
they can do some output definitely. Their only defense one, evasion one. Okay, a lot of light stuff. A lot of light range stuff tends to have that defensive kind of stat line anyway. One of the tactics used to be like putting an Imperial officer in with them and then running them up turn 1 and being able to get an objective turn 2.
Mhm.
But they die pretty easily, and
Yes.
their
Yeah, I can
output
see.
isn't any different really to so what their barrage 3, 16 inches. Mercenary crossbowmen is exactly the same, except
Mhm.
mercenary crossbowmen have AP1 and they are uh
15
15
points
points
cheaper.
cheaper. Yeah, which, to be honest, for that kind of stuff, necessarily you don't necessarily want to be running these guys that far up
Mm.
because it's just more likely they're going to get eliminated quicker.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That makes sense. I mean, I think, like you're saying, they've just not really got a space because I think when we
no,
talk about 100 Kingdoms, as a bit of foreshadowing, the Muslim crossbowmen are really good, and it's because they're cheap and they have armor piercing 1. It's
yeah,
so I
I-
think here it's not that they're bad. There's just a better option for their slot,
yeah, and I'm just double checking as well. I think it's only the Imperial officer that can take them.
right?
The
Okay,
Red
okay.
Cross. Yeah, so they're also limited as well to one character.
Mhm.
Um, which okay, there are several units that are limited to one character, but um, but they haven't got that. They haven't got that um versatility in being chosen like crossbowmen have either. So
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
I agree with what you said. They kind of but like they're just they're an awkward slot.
So, what would you give them on a arbitrary scale from S to D? What do you think they'd be?
I would give them personally. I would give them a C.
Yeah, me too. I think
A
these
C.
are
They're not terrible.
yeah.
Um, and they've got some good, like reliable shooting
Mhm.
with that volley 3. But likely it is that you're going to get one good volley off with them, and as soon as you start losing that, as soon as you lose, I mean, you're going to probably lose a stand easily in a return because
Mhm.
they're only 4 wounds again, and then you're gonna you. I can't see them winning many
No,
volley trades.
no, that's it. I think yeah, like you said, there are better options that you
Yeah,
can go to.
yeah.
Um, namely, being are they the next lights? No. Oh well. In fact,
Uh,
actually, the next option is longbowmen.
yes. And again,
Um,
like, you used to see these guys all the time. It's
mm,
just at least in my like play area. Um, these were like a really common option, a really popular option to have as well. Um, mostly because of their like they used to have a what was it? Used to have a 30-inch range
yeah, and they used
originally.
to.
Yeah,
Did the air mage used to give them reroll hits or something, or +1
it
volley?
used to give them like reroll sixes.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah,
yeah,
it,
something
it,
like
it
that.
used to give them. I think there were two abilities. One, they could back in like the what was it the like 1.1 and 1.5 version. Remember when like if you shot over half distance, you had to half your number
Yes.
of
Yeah,
shots. I think the mage had a spell that negated that or ignored it,
that was it. Yeah.
and there was also a spell that you could re-roll sixes. I think
mean,
so. Yeah, these guys were really potent because you were like if you had like a normal 3 stand of them with the mage, it basically meant you had 13 shots that you could make over 30 inches, and
Yeah.
nothing had that. Nothing had that
No,
range.
no.
I mean, even marksman clones were only like 28.
No, that's it. I mean, God, there was a time. Remember, there was a time in the past of Conquest where Longbowmen and the Chapter Mage had to be nerfed because they were too powerful.
Oh, easily, yeah. And
That's
this
it.
was, and this was also back to when you could like um move the mage.
Mhm.
It was always like
Yeah,
really awkward to do because this was also back when the mage didn't have crossbowmen in her
yeah.
warband, so she had to come. It was always an awkward one because we wanted it to work. It was also when like the spell only affected her or the regiment she's with
Mhm.
before
Yeah.
it became like a ranged thing. So you had to bring her on turn 2, and then turn 3 you had to then move her into the longbowman,
Mm.
and then
And
you could and then you she had to move into the longbowman. She couldn't use her spell because she's just used her seek new escort.
yeah,
So turn 4 was when you could then do the whole spell and stuff. And to
mhm.
be honest, by then everything's starting to hit each other anyway. And
Exactly. But with
yeah,
arcing fire, they could shoot over it, so it didn't matter if you were blocking your own line of sight.
no, they
You,
could they could do, but it was more awkward to do because
Mhm.
you also losing that. You know, you haven't do arcing fire now, so you weren't able to like get the benefit from take aim.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Yeah,
I mean, I still think they're pretty good. I think they're better than the the Imperial Ranger Corps, but just really because of the range 24, and they have armor piercing 1 as well. So
yeah,
they are,
and arcing fire. Yeah,
yeah, and
which
cleave 1 for some reason. You know?
yeah, so I sent the thing into this because when I was looking at it and playing with them, I was thinking because they didn't used to have they didn't used to have armor piercing. It was
No,
just
they used to cleave.
cleave. Yeah, it was just cleave 1. And I remember like emailing um the rules team and saying like, look, I'm looking at I've used them in a couple of games back when we like proxying them. Is the cleave 1 meant to be AP 1? And I think it was Leo who replied, and he said, no, the cleave one is because they've got they basically make like ramparts and palisades and everything. They're like the real like vanguard skirmish
Mhm.
light troops that run up, and they've got like axes and stuff for that. So if they get into combat, they can draw these axes and hit people.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, fair enough. So, but then again, like as soon as they get into combat, they're gonna die.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, so yeah, I think they're definitely better than the Rangers.
Mhm.
Like you said, they still got a very good range to them. 24 is still, I think, the longest or second longest in the game
Mhm.
so far.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, where would you put them?
I'd probably put them at a B, if I'm honest. Like, they're a little bit. I mean, I think they're still good. Like, I would take them in a list. I don't think they're like in the top 5. I think they're just a pretty good light unit. They put pressure on your opponent. They can't just run straight at you.
Yeah,
It's just a little bit of, I guess, a little bit more damage.
yeah, yeah. I'd go with that. I'd go with that. I was kind of thinking like low, like high C, low B kind of thing. But yeah, B sounds good for them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, that's it.
because they are better than than yeah. We both agree they are better than the
Yeah.
Rangers.
I'm trying to work out which ones they are. Are you longbowmen? No. Oh, where are the longbowmen? Why do they all look so?
So this is where we're talking about them, and the graph now is just going to show a bunch of random
Exactly, it's
measurements all
a
over the
bunch of
place.
random stuff. Go on, you can be longbowmen. I think maybe they might actually be bow chosen. So we'll work that out later
We'll
on.
work it out. Yeah, don't worry.
uh, so
Um,
I know they're bow chosen. That's probably right.
oh
So
yeah,
the
okay.
next ones then we're going to go down to.
the crossbowmen, I think.
Yeah, they are. I think
Yes.
mercenary crossbowmen are a solid A.
Easily, yeah.
Yeah, really good. We've mentioned why they're good already, but they're
Yeah.
very cheap. They're in like every warband.
Yeah.
AP
They're not,
one.
yeah. AP1, range 16. They're nothing to scoff at,
Mhm.
and they're just annoying.
Yeah.
And to me, their best thing is like hold them back for a bit until
Mhm.
like turn 4 or 5, when things now have, because they're not necessarily like regiment deleters or anything else. They're not, they're not really gonna do a huge amount of damage to
Mhm.
anything. But when you're about turn 4 or 5, and now you've got regiments and stuff that have just, they're getting broken, or they've only got a few wounds left or something. These guys are just perfect for just that little chip away. That could be the difference between a broken and a shattered regiment.
Yeah. Yeah,
These
I
guys,
think.
yeah, they're awesome for that.
Yeah, they work really, really well.
And they're so cheap that you could also do the other idea and just run them up, keep them in front of your big heavy hitters, and so whoever wants to charge has got to charge for crossbowmen,
Mhm.
and open them and leaving themselves open for a big counter charge.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, no, love mercenary crossbowmen and the models. And the models still, these were like one of the first models to be the first regiments to be released, and the models still hold up.
Yeah, I like the little
I
hats.
just love the kneeling. Yeah, well, I just like the poses, like the kneeling, and then
Mhm.
the kneeling and the one standing behind.
Yeah. No, I'd
Yeah,
agree. And really good.
cool.
Next up, militia.
Yeah.
What do
Again,
you
to
think
me,
about
A.
militia?
Actually,
Yeah.
I would actually put these guys. It's maybe controversial. I'd put these guys in S.
I mean, I was going to go for
Generally.
B. So
Right. Okay.
there you go.
Uh,
Why are you putting
so
them in S?
right,
We're
because
limited
of
to
that.
5
Right.
in S. Right?
Okay. Right. Okay. In that case, A tier,
Okay.
because these guys are effectively men at arms,
Mhm.
but cheaper. They
Yeah.
have they have the same clash, which was never intended. Want to make a point of that. It was never intended. It was because it was in the rule book already. These guys have got clash too. They're
Yeah.
pretty much the same. They just lose one. They just lose 1 point of defense.
Yeah.
But they get support too. They've got different. They can get bonuses to their march.
Mhm.
And resolve characteristics because of like Servite. They're pretty nimble, and they're pretty versatile in what they can do.
Yeah.
And
That's pretty good.
they're only 95. They're only 95 points.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, they're good, but they are light, so they can't score. Which
True,
I
it's
mean, I like
true,
as
but
all
you can
lights,
put a
yes.
bunch of. I know, true, but you can put a bunch of them on an objective,
Mhm.
and you might not be scoring it, but so as hell the other guys aren't going to be scoring it either. I don't know.
Okay.
To me, they are okay. Maybe S is a bit jump the gun, but I would definitely put these. To me, I would say, I would say A.
Okay.
What
I'm gonna.
what's the downside to them,
I mean, I
or
just
what
think.
do you think B?
Well, like, I think they're just like all right. Like,
Yeah.
I think that they're cheap, which is good. They're not as cheap as the militia bowmen. So, like, if you really want just like a cheap mainstay, militia bowmen are pretty solid for that. You know,
It's to me,
they're
it's that clash.
slowish.
Yeah.
You know, if you add like the Servite's good, but if you add the Servite, then they're more expensive than mercenary the men at arms. And I don't think men at arms are very good either for a medium. So, like, I don't think they're bad by any stretch. I don't think they're a bad unit. Um, but I'll take your controversial
Well,
take
no,
of
put them in B. We'll put them in B tier.
should we put them
Now,
above the
maybe
longbowmen.
we can, yeah, maybe we can.
Okay,
We'll put them in B tier for now. Maybe we can change that as we go down.
okay.
As we go
They're
down.
there
We'll put them
in
in.
B
Put them in
tier.
B for now. Yeah. I just it's just that clash too to me.
Yeah,
That
I mean,
really,
Clash
if it
Two is good. Yeah.
then yeah, I would certainly. If we didn't have that, I would certainly say like B, maybe even C tier.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we
But they're
can look
still like the
now.
unsung heroes. to me.
Ooh, 1 second. Yeah, so the next ones are going to be the militia bowmen.
Bowman. Yeah. Where do you reckon?
I reckon. 1 second. I need to copy this. I think that they're probably a little bit worse than the militia. Just in general. Why are you not picking up the right screen? That's annoying. 1 second. You stay there. I think that they are okay. Like I said, they're really cheap.
Yeah.
And, that's good, I guess.
I
But
think that
no, you go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say yeah, they're cheap.
Mhm.
They're only 75 points.
Mhm.
They've basically got the same barrage and the same range as the crossbowmen.
Yeah.
And the rangers. But they're only volley 1.
Yes.
And
No, that makes sense. Yeah.
they can be annoying. You might get a few wounds off
Hmm.
with them. But I would say, I mean, for me, I'd maybe put them in C, or maybe if they were any more than 75 points, I'd be putting them at the bottom.
Well, that's it.
Because about 75 points, they're C.
I think they're a C as well. That's where I would put them too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna put you here in C. There you go. And we're going to put them below the is it Hunter Cadre or the Imperial Ranger Corps, whichever one it is that's light.
The Ranger Corps. Yeah.
They're so irrelevant. I don't even know which one it is. That's good. And yeah, I think that's correct. The right way place to put them. Yeah, and I think you're spot on there with what you said. And I guess then the final ones for 100 Kingdoms, we've got the Mounted Squires.
Yeah.
Again, I think they're a solid C. And I do think the reason people take them is because they want to play an all cavalry list, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. But I don't think you take them in any other list. As a choice.
I think, yeah. I mean, I'm just having a look. Mounted Noble Lord. That's a guy. Still, yeah. I mean, they. Yeah, I agree that they're an easy tax in an all cavalry. If you want an all cavalry list, they're an easy tax to unlock the household knights. I kind of want to put them in B tier.
Yeah,
personally, because I think they've got a lot of, if they are combined with things like Seal Temple,
Mhm.
they're so quick.
Yeah.
They're running up 19 inches.
And they've got a shield.
They've got shield.
Yeah.
They stay. I've fought against Mounted Squires quite a few times.
Mhm.
And they don't. They've never been. You always try and kill them, and it always seems to be one left.
Yeah.
On one wound or something.
Yeah.
They don't die instantly. And to me, they always count as inspired as well.
Mhm.
If you give them the count, you give
That's
them
true.
the Count Palatine.
Mhm.
And I think their speed means that if you want to open it up, you can you've got some good they push the reinforcement line up quite far turn 1.
Mhm.
So if you know that you're going to have a big blob of household knights or a big blob of Seal Temple or something, but probably particularly Seal Temple because they've got fluid formation anyway. You can have them enter quite far up, maybe turn 2, maybe even turn 3 for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Yeah, and
more
you know what?
Than the stats kind of imply.
Yeah, speed 9 is very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. You've convinced me up to a B. They're in B tier.
I say a low. I wouldn't I'd say like a low B. But
Low
I think
B
numbers. Yeah, and they're not too badly priced either. 135.
No, exactly. exactly.
Cool.
But, hey, that's good. Nice work.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that is
Order of the
that's
Ashen
100
Dawn.
Kingdoms done. Yeah, exactly. Man, they should be light, obviously.
Oh yeah, easily. Yeah.
Would make the and after seeing the Sicario models, I've no idea how they're still medium. But
Oh yeah, they're medium now, aren't they? I always thought they
yeah,
were.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, should we have a quick look through the next faction, which is, of course, the
Yes.
Spires?
So Spires.
Let's have a look. So, the very first light is going to be Force-Grown Drones.
Force-Grown Drones.
Now, I've played them, but you've probably played against them more than anyone.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of them?
So this is an interesting one, and this kind of comes back to my point on like viewing them as standalone, and then viewing them when they get upgraded with characters and stuff. On their own, I would probably put them at C.
Mhm.
With a character, I think they become a very strong A.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we probably have to consider them how they would usually be played.
Yeah.
You know, like, because like you're not going to take, or you'd very rarely take a unit of Force-Grown Drones on their own. There are better taxes you can take if you just want to unlock some mainstays. But you're right, a big block of Force-Grown Drones is solid. It's a nice unit.
With the Bioman, I can't remember which one it is, the Biomancer or the Paramancer.
Yeah,
That's either given them that lethal demise.
Mhm.
Probably not Aura of Death so much now because Aura of Death has changed. You're no longer getting that horrible like when I played into like Dave's drone wall, and it used to be something like 20 Aura of Death. Now that's no longer a thing, but lethal demise is still very, very potent on them. Yeah.
I mean, I remember at UKG last year where me and Matt from Cornwall were playing against each other, and we ended up with 2 large drone walls just in combat together, and they were just all of deathing each other and then healing up. It was that, but no, I'd agree. I think they are probably worth putting in, just because I mean they are the archetypal kind of light unit for Spires. Like they are good. I think they're a really good example of what a light unit can be that isn't like a ranged unit. You know?
Yeah. I'm happy to put them in A. Not to mention the fact that I think all but one character can take them. Or sorry, maybe all but 2.
All but 2 now, I think.
Can take them. All but 2 characters can take them. They're a very cheap tax. And you get a big blob of them, which doesn't cost you a lot of points. You still got to kill them.
Yeah, and they can score if they're in Directorate as well, which is quite a big deal when you've got a block of 22 drones sat on a point. It's
yeah.
And you can't ignore it.
No, and you can do stuff like give them +1 march and whatnot and stuff. So you can be pretty comfortable that come turn 2, they are going to be covering all of that objective zone.
Exactly. Yeah, really, really good.
Yeah.
And the next ones we would have then would be.
What's going to done?
We'll ignore Prowlers because they don't exist.
Yeah, Terraphones. Oh yeah. So we're ignoring stuff that hasn't been released yet.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Strix. I'm going to say. So I played 2 units of Strix whenever I played Spires. I think these are our first contender for the S tier light units.
Yeah, I was going to say S tier for these guys.
They're
as much
unbelievable.
As I say it.
They are unbelievable. So the Strix. I'm going to put in there. You've seen that. Fly is amazing. Movement 10 is amazing. Clash 2 is amazing. Lethal Demise is amazing. If you play them in Underspires, they are what's it called?
They can regenerate, can't
Regen 4.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. I was playing a game against my brother a couple of weeks ago, and I charged one of his units of Braves with some Strix, and he would maybe kill off 4 of them in a turn, take a few wounds. I would then regen 4 back.
Yeah.
And so over like 4 rounds, I just kind of whittled them away, and my unit was just sat there, absolutely fine. So,
and not to mention, I can't remember if you said it or not, but evasion. They got evasion 2 as well. So they just don't care
course.
about AP. They don't care about cleave.
Yeah, I forgot about evasion. Even without that, so yeah. I think they're one of the best
anything
lights.
you're shooting at them, it doesn't matter what you're shooting at them with.
Yeah, so good. Like I said,
Yeah.
direct it, they can score. Like, that's a real feel bad for your opponent when you've got a potential 20-inch move that can also score.
Yeah.
It's really, really good.
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, it's that lethal demise. That makes them so dangerous. So yeah, I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement with that S tier.
Good. And then finally, Vanguard clone infiltrators. They're very good.
Yeah,
they're not S tier anymore. I would say.
No, see, these guys are also one that have had a bit of a roller coaster, haven't they? In terms of how good they have been. I would say, I'd probably put them B.
Yeah, that's where I think they end up now too.
Yeah. I kind of want to say A, and I think they used to be A. In fact, I think they used to be S tier.
Yeah, I think they used to be one of the best units in the game.
1.5. Yeah, because I know, again, like every time I played David, he would basically do fluid formation, so turn him away, literally shit on me, and then run away. Yeah.
I think they might be the top of B at the moment.
I think so. I think they're struggling to get into the A, but I'd put them. I'm happy with them being like a high B. Yeah.
Let's see where they end up at the end. We'll have a quick look right at the end. So I agree with you. I think they're on the borderline. A good shooting light. Like you're happy to put them in a list.
Oh yeah.
Maybe there's better things to go in though. I think their biggest problem is they compete with marksman clones, and marksman clones are very good and they can score kind of unassisted. So
I agree with
they're
that.
also cheaper.
No, where are marksman clones?
Marksman clones.
They are cheaper. Yeah, they are 150. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah.
Oh, good. That was quicker for spires. Only 3 lights.
Yeah,
3 lights.
I thought there were more.
No, but they're all very good. So
yeah,
I think you probably see. I mean, in 100 Kingdoms, usually you only see the mercenary crossbowmen.
Yeah,
maybe longbowmen, maybe some other stuff. But with spires, like you almost always see strix. You almost always see force grade drones.
Yeah.
So
true. Yeah.
The next friends we can look at are the mighty Dwegon, and they start off with a bang here with the Flame Berserkers.
Yeah, these guys are. Yeah, you can't go wrong.
No, they're really good.
Berserkers. Yeah, you can't go wrong with them.
All of their 4 great. Movement 6 is great. 6 attacks, amazing.
Clash 3.
Clash 3.
What other light regiment has like a clash of 3?
I mean,
don't know what I
don't know yet.
Do. Yeah. 5 wounds. Resolve 4.
So here's the question: do they go into S tier or are they A tier? Are these one of the top 5 lights in the game?
I don't want to say S tier yet. I think certainly A tier.
Yeah.
I think maybe they might move to S tier.
I agree. And so this was one of the conversations when we were talking about the lights. And I was like, I cannot believe that I might not be considering Flame Berserkers as the top 5 light unit because they're so good. I also think, and also they can score fairly easily because they're in the Ardent. One. I think I think we put them in A, which is maybe very controversial as a choice. I think they might be the best in A so far, though.
They're the best in A. I'm not. If we're limiting, the thing is, if we're limiting S to 5 to 5, I don't want to put them in A. I'm reserving a bit and put them in A now.
Yeah.
But it might be that actually maybe we change our mind towards it.
They might go in. Yeah.
Might go in.
I think so. We'll come back and see at the end because we will put 5 in S tier. We will put 5 in S tier. Though it will not be the next unit.
No, although they're not bad.
Oh, they're very good.
Bad by any means.
Hold
I think
ballistae.
yeah, the whole ballistae. I think they're the
So,
most durable. Light,
yeah, very much
second
so.
most durable light unit we have.
Hmm.
In defense 2 with a shield.
Yeah,
18-inch barrel archery AP1, so that's nothing to scoff at either.
really good.
Yeah.
A lot of Dwegom lists, like I said, there's a really obnoxious list which I will not talk about because I don't want anyone to play it. But the hold raise kind of army ability or warlord ability, I think it might be a supremacy, just lets all of your light units score.
Yeah.
And in that sense, they're really, really good. But I don't think they're as good as the flame berserkers.
No, I mean if you're using lights to try and score, I don't know why you take these guys over flame berserkers.
I mean, I guess because they're cheaper and they shoot.
They're only 20. Yeah, but they're only like 20.
Yeah,
They're only 20. I,
but I do agree.
they were weird. Yeah, they're kind of like to me they're okay. Well, I mean, if you're going for if you're going for like a full shooting dragon list, which is still very very good.
Yeah.
They do have a place. A little bit of early game pressure. I think they do provide that with that 18-inch range. They're high defense, and you can give them hardened 1 as well with like a herald of stone. So anything that's any other range things that are hitting them back, which is normally like if they're getting hit by other light ranged, then probably the worst you're going to get is AP1.
Yeah.
Which they can just ignore that straight away. I'm thinking B.
Yeah, that's what I think.
I don't know if that's like middle for. I don't know if it's middle for diddle. They're not A, but I don't think they deserve to go. I don't think they deserve to get put into C either.
No, I agree. I think that they're a good B. I don't think they're a bad unit. They're a good B. I will share a list with you later on
Sure.
that I hate. I hate that it exists and that people have played it. So
no, it sounds good.
That's it.
Yeah.
Well, one more.
One more. Yeah. Inferno Automata. What do you reckon?
Like, it's not good. I can't work out why it's not good. Like, you very rarely see them in games. Whenever I've played with them, I've just felt they're a bit rubbish.
Yeah.
But looking at their stats, I mean, their movement 7, which is good. Clash 2 is a bit low for a 180 point unit. That may be part of the problem. But they've got, 5 wounds is fine, defense 3 is fine, or of death 4, fluid formation. Like, they've got good rules.
Yeah.
They're just not great for whatever reason. Maybe hopefully a Dragon player could maybe explain why a bit more eloquently. But
I think part of it, and this can only go off my experience of playing against Dragon players. But they almost they sound more durable than what they are.
Mm-hmm.
So in my experience, like my opponents may often run forwards and thinking like, yeah, no, this is great. I'm gonna just run them up really quick and try and tie you up and all that. But then they might not get wiped, but very often they've been taken down to 1 stand.
Yeah.
And yeah, they almost give that like false sense of security in how long they're going to stay around. And I think maybe to me that's maybe because the stats are good. 180 points is not bad. But I think that's kind of in my experience that's where they sound like they should survive a lot more than what they do. Or they should be able to take more damage than what they actually can.
Yeah, I don't think they trade well points wise. I think that's maybe it. I think they probably don't kill 180 points of your opponent, and they're actually fairly easy to to remove.
Yeah, and I think to me, like the only reason you're taking Automata is because you don't have a Ardent for Flame Berserkers.
Yeah, that's it. I think that, yeah.
But there is a limiting, there is quite a restricting factor in this, in that the Flame Berserkers can only be taken by the Ardent, and the Automata can only be taken by the Sorcerer.
Yes. And you know what else the Sorcerer can take? Fireforged.
Fireforged.
So, yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
So, I think they're probably the lowest light we have so far, but I don't necessarily think they go in D yet.
I don't think they deserve to go into D. I think they are a low C.
Yeah, I think that's it. And I think there's so many things that could happen to make them much better. But I think at the moment we just won't see them. I think they're solidly in C at the moment.
I think so. But like I said, it's a difficult one, because again they've also been like a lot of the Dwagam stuff. A lot of regiments in the Dwagam have undergone such massive changes, and the Automata are one of them. Like, they used to be meh, then they were amazing. Now they've gone back to being a bit mediocre again. Yeah, it's such a hard one to balance properly.
I think so. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, so that finishes off with Dwagam, and the next are going to be the Nords. Starting off with the Bow Chosen. Who I think, after with the changes, are still very good. I think they're still a really solid unit. Movement 6 is good on a light. 5 wounds is great, and having barrage 5 and precise shot, fantastic, really really good. You can only take them now, I believe, with the Conan gear.
I'm just having a look. I think the Jarl can take.
Can the Jarl take them?
No.
Let's just
maybe it
check.
is just the Conan gear.
Yeah, I think it's just the Conan gear, which limits them a little bit. Vargir Lord. Yeah, so just the Conan gear. Which limits them a little bit, but I still think they're a really really solid unit. I'd probably put them in A. I think.
I would too. When they first came out, they were like S tier oppressive.
Yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah, they have been reined in, obviously. So yeah, I think A is a comfortable. Yeah, is a good comfortable spot for them.
I would definitely agree.
Yeah.
And that's good because it saves us a spot in the top 5 for the next unit, which is Raiders.
These guys. Oh yeah, I'll let you. You bought 7 boxes of them. I'll let you talk about them.
Raiders are obscene, and they're obscene because they're a light unit that can just score for 10 points. So they're 120 points, move 6, which is great. 4 wounds, normal. Resolve 2, fine. Everything's kind of normal about them. Stat wise, I'd say this is. What do they call it in Warhammer? Like MEQ, Marine equivalent. Like I would say this is like the standard human profile. But they then have flurry, which is good. They have impact on a light, which is just free hits. They also have Tenacious 1, which is outstanding. On a light unit that is going to be able to just sit on a zone and score. So you can also, and if we're talking about like things in the army that can happen, you can have, there's a relic that can give them Tenacious 2, which is great. They get the, what are they called? The battlefield tactics from the Jarl if he's on the field, which is good. They just have they're a very, very solid, cheap scoring unit. And you can play lots of them, and you essentially swarm the board with scoring units. And your opponent then is playing catch up for that game.
The whole game.
So Also, if the Volva is the warlord, she gives them evasion 2, which tenacious 1, evasion 2 on your 130 point scoring unit standing. I think that these guys are. I think they're one of the best lights in the game. I also think though that it's not a really negative play experience. I'm not trying to say it's not good. I'm not trying to say it's we shouldn't look at it. But if you're the opponent, you can kill them. You're probably going to kill the raiders. And so I feel like at least when you're playing against them, even if they are really winning because they're on the zone and they're getting loads of points, as the opponent, you at least feel like you're killing them. So
yeah, and
not too
120
bad.
points is still, it's they're not the cheapest things in the game either.
No, exactly. But
No, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Where Raiders definitely up in S.
Yeah.
S for sweet. Which kind of goes to the next one.
We go from one extreme to the other almost.
Yeah, Stalkers. Like they exist. Like,
to be honest, I think this might be the first bottom tier.
I've really struggled to put them in D. Like, just look at the unit in my head that goes in D is a lot worse than the Stalkers. But I think through the change, I mean, we have to. Something has to go in D, doesn't it? So we can put them there. But I think,
what do you think with them? Yeah.
Like, so if the Blooded is good, then Stalkers are better because you can put the Blooded in the Stalkers and get him on the field early.
Yeah.
And they have Flank, which is great. They have Opportunist, which is great. But, like, I mean, actually, no, Opportunist is not great. Like, if you play really, really well and your opponent opens their flank to you, yeah, it's really nice. But you can get Opportunist on your units now with the battlefield tactics anyway. Like, I don't think they're good. I think they're just a unit that exists. Like, I mean, I was going to put them in C. So if you're,
I guess I guess.
Like,
again, I'm trying to like view this without the play experience I've had against them, and just every time I played against, whenever somebody's played Stalkers, they've just not been like
no, I
a
agree.
threat. Well, I've never thought. Yeah, I've never thought, oh crap, they're Stalkers.
Yeah, all right. Well,
I don't know. Now I'm happy with C. Maybe I'm being too harsh on them. I'm happy with C. Yeah.
Well, right. We can always come back to them again.
Yeah.
Because we'll see at the end.
Review.
Yeah. I'll put them there in C.
Okay.
Very close to D tier.
Okay.
Very close indeed. And finally, like I say, the final unit is Werewolves. Yeah. I have literally no opinion on this unit because I've never played against it.
I've seen it played a couple of times.
Regeneration 3 is good. Move 7 is good.
Roots. I mean, they've never been bad. Yeah, they've never been bad. But they're only with who can take them?
The Blooded and the Werewolf.
Wargalord, yeah. And they're restricted for the Blooded. I think they're mainstay. Yeah, they're mainstay for the Varg,
I mean, look, I probably just put them in C because I don't think I'd be worried if my opponent played Werewolves. Like, they just exist. They're a unit that would be there.
I think I played against them once or twice.
Were they particularly memorable?
I mean, yeah, they punch.
Yeah.
I can't deny they do punch. That Regeneration 3 is annoying, but it's not insurmountable. Yeah, let's go C.
Okay. I've renamed C tier. This is a unit that exists.
Right. Yes, that makes sense.
They at least do their job, don't they?
Yeah. Let's annoy all the Robs out there and just say we put them in C.
Yeah, exactly, Ed.
Yeah.
Please direct all of your angry emails to our email address, which is joshingaround@ear@gmail.com. But now into your
Joshing
wheelhouse.
around an ear at that unit headline and signed.
Yeah. So, into your wheelhouse,
Yeah,
which is Wadroon.
yeah.
So I have a strong thought on one of the units in this. So, what do you think,
which is the
James, about
first one?
hunters?
They're a good B.
Yeah, I
They're
thought
solid,
exactly
they're
the
real
same.
solid B. Yeah, real solid B.
Yeah.
The loose formation that they have got, like in the last, like not the most recent update, but the one before, really helps them.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember like version 1.5 or something. Like, it used to be like very, like a lot more popular than slingers, and they were good mainstay. They always used to be like good tax for the queen.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're still loose formation. They're 5 wounds anyway. You can be fairly confident that if you start kind of doing like a volley exchange with another regiment, they may not survive, but that other regiment is going to be pretty bloodied afterwards as well.
Yeah.
Um,
I'd
and
agree.
that
I think
deadly
that's
shot
solid
really
B.
comes into play as well. That deadly shot really comes into play. Yeah,
That makes sense. I think that's fair.
yeah.
That's fair.
I'd say a good solid B for them.
Okay.
Yeah. Hunting pack.
What's your opinion on hunting pack?
I mean, you can't go. In some ways, you can't go wrong with hunting pack.
Mhm.
I think again they're a solid. Again, I find them as a solid B.
Yeah.
They do not stick. They do not stick around quick, but I think they are the fastest things in the game right now.
Other than
at turn 1. Oh no, they're faster than Strix.
Oh no, Strix are movement 10. Oh no, the Vanguard. Yeah, sorry.
The Vanguard. Yeah.
Spot on.
So you can literally have them up the board to like literally halfway up the board on turn 1.
Yeah, that makes sense.
They got loose formation. They got opportunists. They count as size 1 as well. Their only kind of real restrictions is that they are limited to the Predator and maybe the
Mounted Predator can, yeah.
Mounted Predator can take them, yeah. So they're limited basically to the 2 Predator variants. And yeah, like I said, they do not stick around long. They're only evasion 1, defense 1, and they've only got 3 wounds.
Yeah.
So you're not going to win any outright charges with them. If you do, it's saying that, well, they have got 6 attacks each. So you could, if I run them, I normally kamikaze them, just accept they're going to die, but just run them so far up the field that the person has not got a choice but to spend resources having to deal with them.
No, that makes sense, I think.
Yeah. And while they're dealing with them turn 2 or 3, my guys are already starting to get up the objectives. So yeah, I think they're a really solid. I kind of want to put them in A tier, but I don't know where do you think with them?
I would probably. I realise I just don't like hunting pack. I probably would have put them in B. I think they're a good B.
Tell you what, oh yeah, we're going to stay in B.
Yeah. I accept I don't like them.
That's fair. I'm going to keep them B because also one of the downsides is they're not fun to put together.
Well, yeah.
There's too many of them.
I've still got the one stand that came with the Tontor that I've just not put together yet. It's just still in a box.
Yeah.
There. And I know this is one of your personal favourites next. The Raptor Riders.
Raptor, yeah. I mean, to me, this is an S tier, and I think I generally mean that. Yeah, they are. Again, they can do so much more than what the stats initially implied, and I think they've only gotten better. I've always loved them. I think they've always been amazing.
Mhm.
and never have any of my opponents said, "Oh, your Raptor Riders are bad." They've said they're horrific. That's because they're eating like half their army, and they mean that in
Yeah.
like the best way. But never have anyone I played said Raptor Riders are bad. So I've always been for like I've always been in Team Raptors, and
Mhm.
they've only gotten better. With that, now that they get a free volley action as
Mhm.
well. Yeah, to me, these are what lights are meant to be.
Yeah. I mean,
They put that nothing puts the pressure on like Raptor Riders to me.
yeah. Look, I think they're good. I think a lot of people get hung up on the fact that their shooting is not very good, but I frankly think you could remove the barrage from their profile and they'd still be really good. Blow formation is a great rule.
Yeah,
Monster Hunter is a good rule.
yeah,
And now they've picked up Unstoppable as well, for free, which is great.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
Fire attacks is
they've
good.
lost the banner. They've lost the banner, so you lose that second inch
Yeah.
march. And conquest now is only like +2 rather than +3. So they don't run up to 20 inches they used to, but then they're still really quick.
Yeah. And I think
No doubt about that.
yeah, I mean, for 180 points, they're not too tough. So which for a light obviously is fine. Is the idea, but being defense 2, resolve to 3,
But it's not even the defense; it's the evasion too.
the evasion 2, yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I just chuck these guys into whatever, knowing it doesn't matter.
yeah. I
And
mean, like I
these,
also think they're good.
yeah, I, I happy to have them reviewed, but I'm happy. To me, they are personally they are
Okay,
S tier. Yeah,
we'll start them in S. I personally would
okay,
have put them in A, so
in
we'll
A,
come back.
okay,
But because the
okay.
next unit, I would definitely put in S tier.
Yeah, all right.
Like this, because the slingers are
Okay,
just obnoxious. Like,
yeah, all right. Because we've only got 5. Fine. Yeah, no, I
so
agree.
that's it.
No,
Yeah.
I agree with you. The
Okay.
overall S. Yeah, all right. Let's swap them around. Just put the Raptors in A. The Slingers,
Okay. Slingers.
the Slingers need to go in S.
Right. So
As much as I'm
Raptors are
happy.
now top of A.
Yeah, I'm happy for Raptors and Slingers to both be in there, but
Well, we'll see. We might have a space at the end.
yeah.
In fact, we might have a space at the end. So we'll see. Because slingers are just obnoxious. They're probably the best ranged unit in the game. Probably.
I think so. Yeah. Even with the fact they can't do that, the fanatic bullshittery anymore.
Exactly. Yeah. But they
But that's
they
still
torrential fire at
incredibly
18
good.
inches. You
Yeah.
know. Volley 3. I
Volley
don't know whether
3.
volley 3. That's really good.
Yeah.
They torrential fire at 18 inches, and they can score with chanting. So
Well, they
that's
can't.
pretty good. Can they not?
No, light units can't score with the chanting.
Well, in that case, I
Well,
was wrong.
unless there's been an errata to this. There's been an update to the update already.
You know what I can do? I can check.
But
No, ignore me. Yeah, target non-light regiment. I forgot.
yes,
I didn't realize I had non-light there.
because if
That's
that
good.
if that was because that was a concern we had with
Mhm.
Raptor Riders.
Yes. So they're still They're still amazing,
They're still amazing.
even without scoring.
That torrential fire at 18 inches is stupid.
Yeah.
And remembering that because it's effective range, they effectively become barrage 4
Yeah.
because they get that +1
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
effective range. So yeah, they're still really good. They're now, they one of the things about them was they were always restricted to the predator, but now you can have them with the chieftain, and that's how I
Yes.
normally run
Yeah.
with chieftain's warband now.
Yeah. Well, they're
The
in the
fact,
tribes now, aren't they? Which is really good.
they're tribes, they get vanguard
Yeah.
as well. Whether he's your warlord or not, if you have him with the chieftain. So they're running up 18, 19 inches turn 1 if you want them to, with a 18-inch range already.
Yeah. Really
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. No, definitely an S tier for the Slingers.
Yeah. Up there. So at the moment, we've got Strix, we've got Raiders, we've got
The Slingers.
Slingers.
Yeah. And that's it actually for the
Wadroon.
the Wadroon.
Now here we go. Old Dominion.
Yes, Old Dominion.
Very interesting.
Yes. These
So-
guys do not have. Well, we got. Yeah. Okay. So the first one.
Right. So they actually have 4 lights, right? Cultists are the
Yeah.
first one we're going to look at.
Yeah.
Cultists are a D tier unit.
Yeah.
Like, and they took the cool stuff that I liked from before, which used to kind of interact with the Aura of Death. Now they are just a range 12, barrage 4, volley 2 unit that has 1 defense.
Yeah.
And loose formation. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think there's any place at all really for cultists in an Old Dominion list.
No, I don't. They used to have. Correct me if I'm wrong. They used to have lethal demise.
They
Didn't
used to have lethal demise, and
Yeah.
they used to have another ability that would basically make Aura of Death worse against. Sorry, improve your Aura of Death against.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yeah.
That was cool. You know, I'd have given them points for cool.
Yeah.
But now I just think that they are. I love the models, which is the same. Same for the next unit, the Assassin,
Assassins.
who are also a D2 unit. Like, they have 180 points for a unit that doesn't interact with your army ability.
No. Well, I mean, they do, but the whole regiment needs. Oh no, yeah, the whole regiment needs to die, and you get 1 power token
Yes,
with their. Yeah, they're
yeah.
a 7 attack. I mean, they're not.
They have 180 points. They're the same price as Rat
If you
Dividers.
can hit them, yeah. I mean, if you can run them up and get them into combat and get that first hit, they're not bad.
I mean,
there's 22 hits at cleave 1 with deadly blades, or 22 attacks with cleave 1 and deadly blades. So they're not terrible, but I agree. Like, they are 180 points.
They're also only restricted for the. Is it the? I think it's only the higher deacon that can take them.
I think.
Yes, I might. Yeah.
Is it just for higher deacon?
Just the higher deacon can take them.
Yeah. Just checking the Archimand, right?
So,
yeah.
You can argue me up to a C if you would like.
No,
I don't think you will see these in a competitive list or a fun list, because there are more fun options, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, I kind of I'm looking at stats thinking like, yeah, if you do get that first hit with them, I think they'll do some damage, but I don't think they're gonna take some wounds running up from any range stuff.
Yeah.
If they get charged first, they're dead.
Yeah.
Regardless, so yeah, and 180 points is 180 points, and restricted for 1 warband. Yeah, I think I'll agree with you.
And if they were an undead unit and they weren't 180 points, I actually think fine, they'd be all right, because in Old Dominion your units die. It's like, oh well, that kind of sucks, but I get these points. That's good. Whereas with them, you don't really get the points. You just have a dead unit.
Yeah, exactly.
And you also have, if you want lights, well, we've got lights for you. Okay. We've got the Kerrys.
Yeah.
What do you think, James, about Kerrys?
A real solid B.
Oh, right. I'm going to talk you up on these now.
You think an A?
Why do you think they're a B?
They're still 160 points.
They are.
You are restricted to one warband.
Just the Archimand, right? Yeah.
They've got to be in a pretty close range to do stuff. Whether that's a spell or their volley attack.
That's true.
And they're just they just have that short range means that they've just got the risk of dying easily. I think for 160 points.
So there's no resolve, obviously being Old
There's
Dominion.
No resolve, which really helps. Yeah, and
their loose formation So the
Yeah,
hard shoot with evasion 2.
yeah. Oh yeah, and I'm
Now,
not taking away anything from that. And they're a solid light unit. And yeah, once you get the tier, I guess for me is that if you can, if once you start hitting tier 3,
Mhm.
they become really good. Like
Yeah.
the ability, but are they going to survive long enough for you to get up to tier 3?
So I think you're right. Like, so
What
tier 3, they're
what's
obviously.
died? What's had to die for you to reach tier 3, and these guys to still be alive?
So that will come up in a moment.
Okay.
But so they now get one level of priest per stand.
Yeah.
And so even at tier 2, where they get it as a draw event, if you cast an insanity, which is inflict 2 hits on a target regiment, and defense rolls are on the lowest unmodified resolve
Resolve
characteristics.
characteristic. Yeah.
So for most units, that's probably a 2.
Which is actually better than probably some of the. So if you're say early game,
Mhm.
you're trying to get rid of some crossbowmen, which
Sure.
are defense 1, resolve 2.
Yeah, that's true. So that wouldn't be a good target. Well, I think you'd still probably kill them.
You could
Because
probably still kill them.
if you're tier 2, you're getting 10 hits on average with insanity.
On average, 10 hits on
which
average.
which is maybe not a good comparison because, of course,
The 14-inch range.
obviously, yeah. So a great comparison.
Yeah, I guess my thing is like how
there's a lot
again
more.
like yeah, I guess my thing is that if they run up to get into that range, again, likelihood is they've maybe taken like maybe 1 or 2 barrage by then. Have you still got the 3
Potentially.
stands over to the 2, or is it just 2 stands, or maybe even just 1?
I think you'd normally run them in a unit of 5 or 6.
5 or
But
6. Okay.
I think that you just hold them back a bit. I mean, I've tried shooting at them before, and it's not great. Look, loose formation with evasion 2 is very good. Plus, you can heal them within the faction. But yeah, insanity is just a really good spell.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mercenary crossbowman is obviously a bad target, but
I guess if you're
so you
putting
take
into anything things like veins or
yeah,
or men at arms on about
or
bastion
large blocks with a character, kind of anything
bastion
that's
men at
holding,
arms.
anything that's holding
Yeah.
his own. They're just going to kind of drain away.
Yeah.
I think these
How
are one
many
of the best
experiences?
light units in the game. I
Yeah.
think Kerrys are outstanding.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
But
All right. I think you convinced me.
okay,
Yeah.
I think here's what I will say. We can always revisit this. I will play Old Dominion when we play our first recorded game.
Okay.
So I'll play Old Dominion and I'll play
Yeah.
my unit with the Kerrys in.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Okay. Let's try that. Yeah. You don't think they're S tier?
I think they are S tier.
Okay.
I think they're one of the best 5 lights in the game.
Okay. You put them in S tier?
I mean, I would like to.
How many we got in there at the moment? We got
There's only
3.
3 in there at the moment.
Well, let's put them in there for now.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
Let's
Yeah,
put them in there for now. I think. Oh yeah. We got one more. Yeah, we got one more for the Old Dominion.
Mhm.
So yeah, let's put them in S tier for now.
Okay.
And we can come
And the
back.
next ones aren't S tier. They're very good, but they're not S tier.
Yeah.
Now this is a wild world we live in, by the way, because
It
in
is,
Old Dominion at the moment, Moroi and Athanatoi are now really good.
I know.
So
I know.
that's pretty crazy. Moroi really good. They're kind of like a shot, like light infantry. They charge things. They've got cleave 1. It's really nice. The really good thing about Moroi is their spell translocation.
Yes.
Which basically lets them just teleport about. So they can cast translocation and then do a free move and
Yeah.
then I believe, and they can move in any direction, so it's not halved either. So you basically just like zoom off 8 inches in any direction, even if you're engaged in combat.
Engage with an enemy regiment. Yeah.
Yeah. So you basically cast that. You can then charge, another unit.
Yeah.
And it can perform a free spell, and it's free. So you can cast Translocation as a free action, then move your 8 inches. Then you can charge something else and then clash it as well. It's it's very good.
Yeah. Yep. No. Absolutely. I think. See, to me, I think these are A.
Yes, I'd
good
agree. I
grades,
think they're an A. Yeah. I think they're an A.
180 points is still a lot.
Yeah.
And again, they're limited to one faction, so I think like they'd be like a low A.
Okay. Which
But
is
still an A tier. Yeah.
which is wild because like 3 months ago they'd have been like a C.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
Same as the Thanatos.
Exactly. Yeah. Really. Yeah. So I think a Thanatos before would have been a D.
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, that's fantastic.
Cool.
So that's Old Dominion done. Jumping into the next ones.
What
City
we got
States,
next? City States.
who I believe only have 2.
I think
Yeah.
so.
There we go.
Yes.
So
Which is the first one? Which is the first one that comes up? Where are they?
first one is Selenoi.
The Selene, yes.
What do you think? I have no strong opinions on Selenoi.
Now that they're a bit cheaper and they've become a mainstay, at least for the Aristarch, I think they're a good B.
Yeah, I think I'm
I think
happy with that. Yeah.
they got arcing fire. They got a good range. Pretty average. They're pretty average with their shooting. There's nothing that stands them out, but they've got loose formation and ranged. Yeah, I think they've just got a good middle, down the middle unit. They don't cost too much. They don't do anything massively impressive, but they're obviously not going to like wreck your strategy if they die early on or anything either. Yeah.
No, that's it. I think that's fair. I think that's probably where I would put them too. This is the solid unit. They're not a C.
No.
What do you think about Thorakites?
No, these are in between. To me, these are in between B and A.
Yeah, I think they're very
Struggling
good
to justify them going into A. I think they're still like a very high, solid B.
Yeah, that seems fair. Like,
yeah,
the Minotaur auxiliary is nice too.
It is. They're not particularly tanky themselves.
No,
if you put the Minotaur in with them, it becomes an 180 unit.
Yeah.
The changes to well, they have Vanguard now. Actually, we have Vanguard built in now.
Do you think that pushes them to A?
Changes? No, I think they're still
B.
I think they're still a B.
Okay.
Yeah, I think they're still a B. Like they're not. But you can make them score, and can't you still?
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think that I think they could push to an A.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, I think they could push to an A.
Let's put them to an A then. Yeah.
There you go. They're better than I would say anything else we've got in B.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And it's like we said at the start. It's Vanguard, but also scoring, which just makes them really, 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 really strong.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, they've still got fluid formation.
Yeah, again, it's amazing. Yeah. Defense 3 with a shield.
True. Yeah.
Good.
No, I agree.
Good choice. That was easy.
That was a good one. Yep. City States done.
Finally, Sorcerer Kings.
Sorcerer Kings, which I think
this will be easy. 1
goals.
Right, explain to me why these shouldn't be a D.
Because they're the only option for City States right now. So for Sorcerer Kings, we can't have their only.
So I just
can't have their only
right.
option not being being low, being bottom.
So now they're Clash 2. They're slightly not as bad.
No.
Before that change, I think they were easily the worst light unit in the
Oh
game.
yeah, easily.
6 attacks is great when you hit one, but even then, look, they're Clash 2. They have 6 attacks, but they hit twice.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all they do. You're never spending an elemental activation on goals, so it's irrelevant. Vanguard is nice, and you can make them score.
I think
they're just not good.
No, I think with they are cheap. Yeah, we need to.
They are
cheap. And that Vanguard on them means that they are going to be running up with the standard bearer 19 on turn 1. So they do have that potential of being that kind of regiment that you need to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Not because if they do get into combat with you, they are probably going to. There's enough attacks there to do some. You need to spend some resources to get rid of them.
They'll likely hit you 6 times.
Yeah. But you still need to spend something to get rid of them, and that's something you could use on a more formidable regiment. So I think there's a space. I think there's a space for them. I think it's a very small space, very confined space.
Okay, this is a unit that exists.
Yes,
I'm putting them at the bottom of C, though.
Yeah, no, at the very bottom. I just don't want the only light regiment.
Well, then make it good. Come on. I'm hoping that we get like a really cool lightning or air elemental that's light.
Well, they were, yeah. Well, I mean, they were meant to be the. I think they're still coming out with them, like the light cavalry. That I think we saw some concept art for.
Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I know that they've already mentioned the lightning elemental. I believe that was one. I think that's one of the 3. There were some units that Parabellum kind of previewed in the document. So I hope that's a light. A light brute would be cool.
I think once they get another light, then we can probably put goals right at the bottom. But for now,
just play mediums. You don't want to use the goals. So
well, no, exactly. Yeah.
So we've got to a point here now whereby we've only got 4 units in S tier.
In S tier.
So I think the choice now is between Raptor Riders and Flame Berserkers.
Yeah.
I'll let you pick. Because I got Kerry's into S tier, so you can pick the next one.
Well, I kind of want to say Flame Berserkers because there's already a Wardrune. We already have a Wardrune.
That's true, but they do very different things, don't they?
They do and they don't. Like they run up and kill stuff.
Yeah.
Like anyone who's using Raptors for volleying is not using them right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Fluid formation, march and charge. Sorry, fluid formation, charge and clash. I think the fact that I think what it comes down to is you can score with Flame Berserkers.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that with Raptor Riders.
That's true. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's
the chanting states light units can't. Score, and that came into effect specifically because Raptor Riders would have been ridiculous.
Yeah. Okay. That sounds good.
And I think because weighing them up, I'd say let's put Flame Berserkers in the S tier because there is that ability of them being able to score.
Oh, look at that! We've made everyone loves a tier list.
Tier list.
Great. Good for us.
Yeah.
So I think that looks really good. I'm going to go post that on the internet, and I'm sure nobody will disagree with our opinions on this. I'm sure no one is going to say anything we've done is wrong.
No.
Just remember, if you disagree with us, leave a comment down below.
Yep. Or or feel free to again email us at joshingaround@aa.com.
And also, yeah, please. We haven't asked this before on our YouTube channel. But, please like the video and subscribe.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
It
Oh, you're
helps
on
keep-
YouTube, aren't we? Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it helps. I mean, it does. We get no money, but I'll tell you, it helps
No.
keep the lights on. James uses all the money that we get to buy swords. I think
I'm saving up for a quad. It'll go towards that.
exactly. I might buy
Towards
more
the core.
Raiders.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Or some Valkyries.
Yeah.
I
that
can
full
make
quad
humorous
army.
list. I can make humorous list names with vulvas in. Very funny. And that's it. Yeah. So please.
So yeah,
And if you
please hit that.
I say, if you have any questions, please do email us too, or leave a comment on the video now, which you can do, and we'll look at them next week.
Yeah.
Not next week, by the way. I'm gonna. That's a
Oh,
complete.
our next session. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we'll maybe try and make our next one a battle report.
I think that'd be really good.
TTS battle report.
That's a good idea. So
Yeah.
I think we know what we'd like to play. I'm assuming you have a list idea. But maybe if this one goes well, dear listener, please leave some suggestions for us of what you'd like to see us play against each other.
Yes.
So I think this time it might end up being Woodrune. If I'm right in assuming, are you playing a Woodrune list?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I probably will.
And I'll play Old Dominion in this one.
Yeah. Yeah. Or if you want to see like any, or if we could almost do like people get in touch and say, actually, I want to see like 100 Kingdoms versus City States or something.
Yeah.
Then we can always go with that. Yeah.
Yeah. No, definitely. That'd be really good fun.
Yeah.
So let us know what lists you think. Let us know what lists you think are the best lists at the moment.
Yes.
I think that would be interesting to test out. Put some of the best lists against each other and see how that goes.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you enjoyed this kind of tier, like I said, you can't beat a good tier video. But if you enjoyed this, then again, let us know. And if you want to see us go over best mediums or heavies, whatever.
Handsomest conquest creators.
Yeah.
Best shirts in conquest. There's a lot of options we have here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. Well, I think the last thing to do, I guess, is to remind everyone about the happy hour that's coming up. I think the next one's in January.
I think so. Yeah, early January. I think might be.
In the new year.
Yeah, in the new year. Hopefully they've been hinting at we might see some of the new faction.
Yeah, which I think everyone will be very much looking forward to.
Exactly, because we don't know anything about it.
No, literally no idea. I think. I think me too, and I'm looking forward to all the speculation on the Discord as well.
Yes, absolutely. I think otherwise, I know we're getting close up. I know we're getting close to Christmas, but I'm sure we can get one more out before.
Oh, definitely.
Before the holidays start. Yeah.
Yeah.
I won't be wishing you. I won't start wishing you a Merry Christmas just yet.
No, not yet. But no, definitely. Yeah. Maybe 2 more. Who knows?
Maybe 2 more. Yeah. Yeah, but brilliant. No, I think the last question for you is, what is your favorite light in the game?
My favorite light
out of all the tiers and stuff. And I'm not necessarily talking about the best one.
I really bloody love Strix. I love Strix. Like, they're just so obnoxious. They're so good. I've never felt bad playing them, and I've destroyed. The game I mentioned earlier, we talked about Spires against Matt from the Cornish Vanguard, and I just like that game. I won because I had Strix and he didn't have Strix.
Yeah.
I managed to fly over his army and charge his Biomancer in a unit and just kill it. And from that point on, he had no Biomancies. He couldn't make things score, and that's why I ended up winning that game. So I did a similar one with Alex, who's one of the Woodrune players in the UK, and I think I managed to kill a unit of veterans, a unit of slingers, a unit of hunters with just like one Strix unit. So like left uncontested, they can just run away with the game. They're a really solid unit. Bloody awful to build though. Possibly the worst unit I've built. Right, but really nice models. Yeah, really fun.
Yeah. No, awesome.
How about you? What's your favourite? I think you said Raptor Riders.
Yeah, Raptor Riders for me still. I still love them. The models are awesome. They're relatively easy to build, and there's only one per stand, so you're not having to like build and paint loads of them either.
Exactly.
But yeah, they're just fun.
I think that
I'm starting now to enjoy like the size of contempt that people give me now whenever I put them on the table.
I mean, I've really enjoyed painting the models. I'll have to put a picture up somewhere.
Yeah, I want to try and get some more myself and paint them up.
Mhm.
Because the first three I started with, I realised that I started painting one up to look like Arcanine in Pokemon.
Oh, cool.
And I realised that I was painting one up to look like a fire type, a water type, and a grass type.
Oh, that's
so I now
cool.
so I now want to get 3 more and paint them up like the Digimon.
Oh, you're not going to go for one for each Pokemon type? That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, I hadn't thought of that actually.
I mean, how many Pokemon types are there now? Like 15? I think that's a reasonable number of Raptor Riders to own.
It is well, I've already got 6. So I was looking at getting 9. Getting
more,
up to 9 or 12. Yeah, so that could work. Yeah.
Then you could paint a Tontor up like Dragonite.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Like, stop giving me ideas when I don't have any money.
It's gonna be a very expensive podcast.
Yep.
So everyone, please like and subscribe so James can afford food.
Yes, please.
And I can buy more Raiders.
Tired of eating plastic. Yeah.
Where did my screws go?
I mean, I am fully expecting you to, if you're taking part in like UKGE next year, I am now fully expecting to see all those Raiders on the table.
I think even if I'm running it, I'll bring them down with me. I'll in case if I do run it, if I'm the buy, I'll have 7 boxes worth of Raiders to play with my opponent. I've got a really cool paint scheme. I hope it works.
Awesome. Good. Nice.
So, with that, I'd love to talk to you again. And thank you, listeners, for listening.
Rolling dice on the battlefield, armies clash, no time to yield. Knights and monsters, banners fly, we march to war, do or die. Hold the line, don't break the ranks. In this fight, there's no room for thanks. Conquest calls, the game begins. Only one side ever wins. Just roll ones, we're living on the edge. In the heat of battle, standing on the ledge. Just roll ones, it's fate or it's skill. We don't lose, we fight with iron will. Heroes rise and heroes fall. We answer conquest's mighty call. Each move counts, each step we take. Fortune's won, no mistakes we make. Axes swing, arrows fly. The last argument is do or die. On this field we make our stand. Conquer kingdoms, take the land. Just roll once, we're living on the edge. In the heat of battle, standing on the ledge. Just roll once, it's fate or it's skill. We don't lose, we fight with iron will. No retreat, no surrender. We're in this till the end. Rolling dice for glory, where fate and skill blend. Just roll once, let's take the throne. Our destiny unknown.